just doing a quick live. Definitely want to see my girl Soul Illumination. You guys, if you guys come in, definitely check her out. Cause yo, I was listening to her and yo, she was dropping some facts. Girl, yeah, I was listening to yours and I was just like, I was just nodding my head. I'm like, facts. Like, yo, you were just spitting straight facts. And it was just like, yo, I love that. I'm telling you. How are you? So, I'm telling you, dropping. I was listening to it. I was just like, definitely hitting hard. Like, definitely resonating. Because you can't, being so intuitive, you can't just like sit there and just socialize with the same type of people because you consume a lot of their energy. And when you get home, you have no energy for yourself at all. And it's rough. But it's just showing how strong you are as an individual, just pushing through with light. Light will always outshine the dark. I'm telling you. Yo, it was just like, yo, it was hitting me, and I was just like, yes, yes, yes. It was straight facts. It will. And it's true, the devil's always lurking. And those that don't, like, if you're aware of the light, you got to be aware of the dark. And it's not until you start seeing, sometimes when you're able to see certain spirits, you're able to see certain things, it's like kind of like a little bit too late, if you can say so, of just knowing. And it's just like sometimes you just wish that it's a blessing and a curse. Because sometimes you wish you just had that view, of this realm right now, of what you can see, through your normal day life and whatnot. But once you're able to see spirits and, that you start opening up and like another gift, another doorway to your life, I'm telling you, it's just like sometimes you can't get certain things back and you take it for granted. And it's just like, damn, why didn't I just pick up on the red flags, my intuition? It's like, damn, once you start seeing shit for what it really is, it's just, sometimes you can't even sleep at night. And it's just like, damn. And it should be hitting hard, especially like around like the full moon. Exactly. It's so true, soul. And keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, I support it and definitely will be listening to you because it's just straight facts. And it's like, I feel like if YouTube had more people like that, there wouldn't be so much, envy. There wouldn't be so much hate. If anything, we would just be supporting so many other people. And it's like, it's bigger than just, us supporting us. It's just like, it's bigger than that. It's just like supporting people that are going through tough times that feel like, they can't even make it through to like another couple minutes, another day. It's being able to save people, open up their minds, and just have them seeing the good of things. I'm telling you, keep doing what you're doing. Because I see and I definitely support it. Thank God Frost said something, because I'm like, sometimes, like, when you're doing readings and stuff like that, you're just like so busy, and you just want to get, whatever message that you feel like you have to get out. And then, you get so consumed with just like, your overall life in general. But I'm just so happy that Frost said something, because, I just probably would have just uploaded another video and just not really, looked into it. But definitely, I'm so happy, and keep doing what you're doing, and just, I just love your originality, and it's just dope. It's dope. I'm all for it. I was just like, I found myself, I'm like nodding my head. I'm like, yes, yes, what? Yes. Like, it's like things that I can relate to. It's not like your everyday people. People won't really perceive it that way. They'll, because they see that you're not with that. You have grown in so many ways. And people will just try to put certain perspectives to kind of like belittle your growth, or make it seem a certain way, when it's, for a strong-minded individual who's of a light worker. Nah, I didn't know, but girl, like, I'm all for it. I wish I would have known, but I'm so happy Frost said something. Yeah, Frost is the truth. I love Frost. He's such a sweet person. Such a sweet person. But all my supporters, like, you guys are dope, and I'm forever grateful. It's just, just seeing your growth, and I just peeped that you just started it, like, what, like 2 months ago? And it's just like, it takes a lot of courage for anyone to, especially, come on and just start, you know, being live, start promoting themselves, just putting themselves out there. It takes a lot, and it's just like, just seeing you do that is just like very, very inspiring. And I just love your style, the way you speak too. It's just, girl, everything happens for a reason. We're Soul Tribe. I no doubt in my mind. And it's just, even when I'm doing readings too, it's just like, spiritually, I'm growing. I'm being more aware of a lot of things. Sometimes it's like, it's a little intimidating, because I can pick up on certain people, their energy. And sometimes, like, I try to shield myself from seeing certain things. It's just like, it's just learning how to protect your aura, protecting your space. But this is something that I know we all have to do, especially as light workers, because, in our day-to-day life, it's so easy for us, because we just don't interact. Facts, 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 facts. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Because once that mouth start going, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know if you can relate, but it's like, it could go either two ways. People will say either she's ratchet, ghetto, or she crazy. And it's just like, sometimes you just gotta kind of like take it back, and it's just like, nope. But sometimes they gotta have it. They have to have it. And it's just like, don't underestimate me. It's just like they keep poking, waiting for you to jump. And once you jump, it's just like, oh, why is she acting like that? Why is she coming for me like that? So vulgar. It's just like, don't come for me if I didn't send for you. You know? I treat people the way I want to be treated. Don't come for me. But I definitely loved it. But it's alright though. Your dad can say that. Because then at the same time, it's going to be like, I love you so much. You know, you out of all my children, you know, you know, I'm a daddy's girl. I'm so blessed to have great parents, you know, having their struggles and all that, and still be to where my parents are right now. You know, my mother taught herself a language that she had no acknowledgement of. She didn't even like my mother was born and raised in El Salvador, and you know she didn't really go to school. It was different out there. You know, you had a lot of children to put in the work. You know, and you know, my mom's been always been very spiritual, and she's always been very empathic, and she would see certain things, and the way she's overcome life too, and my father too, it's you know, I'm forever grateful. At first, when I was younger, I always thought of it as a curse because, you know, being so young, you know, that, how can I say it, that aura of yours, it's like a sponge. Especially having like certain gifts, like you just absorb certain things that, you know, as a child, you feel like you shouldn't really be exposed to, but you know, you're exposed to certain things because that's the way God wanted it to be. You have a purpose more than that. For us, thank God you said something because, when I was listening to her, I was just like, I was nodding my head back and forth. I was just like, what? 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 It's so true, though. My dad's a Libra, though. My dad, he's one that just won't stop. He'll, yeah. My dad's a character. I love him, though. So funny. But my dad, like, he knows. Like, once I'm like, it takes a lot for me to get upset. Yeah, facts. I'm telling you. It's just like, once you live in a country and you hear your parents' struggles, and then you go to the motherland and you start seeing their struggles, it's just like, you learn to value life a lot better. You know, my dad used to go to school no shoes on, like walking on rocks, like, you know. Where are the wings at though? So and then Haitian too. That's like a portal right there. For us, you making me hungry. Yo, facts. What? I love wings. The spicier, the better. Buffalo. I don't do blue cheese or none of that. But I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. We have it out here. Yo, I had like the spiciest one. I regret that till now. See, I like it spicy to the point that's like, like burning my lips. Like, sometimes when you get like the snots, not saying that I eat my snots, but it's just like, it's that right temperature or that right spice when, it starts decongesting you. And I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and I had like definitely, definitely soul. Keep doing it. I'm telling you. Keep doing it because I'm telling you, there's someone out there that's going to need to hear those messages. I'm telling you right now. Keep doing it. And the fact that it's your own style, it's you, you're completely 100% authenticated. Like, yo, keep doing it. And don't be intimidated either, because sometimes, people don't really realize how hard it is to just come live and do certain things, but it's just, it's like you have comfort within your own skin and just receiving certain messages and just saying certain things and being able to relay the messages. It's that confidence that you bring with your own gifts. So just keep doing it. Don't be intimidated and don't let anyone ever try to intimidate you. Because there's going to be that one person. But let me tell you, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I had the hottest setting. Yo, let me tell you. Screw a laxative, screw everything. My dude, by the sixth ring I was in, ran right through me. It was just like burning up my intestines. I'm telling you, like, I had the devil inside me. All jokes aside, I'm not even joking with you. It's like they lit my ass on fire. Yo, literally. It's like, yo, someone lit a torch. Yo, son. There was no. I went to Plattsburgh about a month ago. I had heart bonus wings and earrings. There was over 50 TVs in the joint. Wow. Wow. How was it though? JGF. Dope. See, I gotta do on the bone though. Oh, that. See, I wish I could drink beer. I can't do beer. I can't do beer. And like my parents, my dad, he's always been. First, he started out with Heinekens, and then it went from that to Coronas. Yeah. Some. I don't know if Soul can relate, but sometimes. And I feel you though, because sometimes those pictures and the way the sauce be sitting on them, right? And it's just like, nah, I gotta try them that way. I got to. Nah, it's the truth though. And it's good. Yeah, my dad. My dad was such a big Heineken. Even like my grandmother, may she rest in peace. You know, she but anyway, yeah, like before she had her stomach cancer, she would, she would chug a couple down with my pops and stuff. Just lay back talking about like, good old times, times before my times in the motherland. And it's just, it's my mom, she would just have like one here and there. But my mom's like more of a margarita person or like a strawberry daiquiri. She likes her sweets. But yeah, my dad's the true one. He's the true MVP. And now he goes from Corona here and there. But the older you get, you know, their hearts can't take it the same, or they can't process certain things the same. It's funny, but yeah. But I'm telling you, when I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, yo, there was nothing, nothing, not even ice cream was trying to even put that out at all. Telling you, I regretted it. I think I regretted it for like 2 days. Some strawberry. Yeah. But I'm telling you, you guys want to know something though? Like, I don't know. I don't know if Soul can relate though. But, this is how you know someone's from. Give me headaches. I don't know why. Yeah, the older they get. Yeah. But this is how you can tell someone's from like either, from a country that, they have that, you know, third world country. It's like, cause I get on the bones, and I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of embarrassing even saying this. Like you just don't eat. Just I don't know. Sometimes you like eat like the cartilage too. Like you make sure like the bones are like nice and clean. I don't know. You guys are probably gonna think I'm weird and shit, but I be doing that. I'm not gonna front. It's I don't know. Okay, okay, all right. So just because I'm like, damn, I'm over here like, people are gonna start thinking I'm like a carnivore. Clean the yo fast. But I'm not the only one in my family. Yo, my mom, she be looking at me. She be like looking like, yo, you gonna really leave that on the bone? Yo, you shouldn't have ordered nothing. I'm like, yo, relax. Yo, I ain't even finished. I was just like, trying to savor up the sauce and the chicken and shit. I'm gonna get to it. Yo, relax. I just, okay. Yo. And I peeped, when was it? I had gotten, what was it, honey barbecue? Just because, I'm telling you, it's real. It's real, JG up, I'm telling you. But I even peeped it the other day. I went and got like some honey barbecue wings. Yo, and, I was just like, I was drinking my Coke and whatnot. I turned around, yo, my young one, my little one, he went and just pulled a robbery out on me. And it was just like, yo, when I saw him, he just went and grabbed that bone, that whole wing, and just with one bite, took off all the meat. And then once he saw the cartilage, yo, he's sitting like a fucking rabbit eating a fucking carrot. Like, I'm like, yo, a little bit more, you can eat the bone. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, damn. He's like, and he didn't want his plate. He was just like, nah, I don't want these chicken fingers. I'll have the fries, but I want those wings. I'm like, I kind of knew what's gonna happen. That's why I ordered a couple extra, but then my oldest one, he just came in for the kill, and I was just like, damn. So I'm just gonna be left with my Coke and your chicken fingers and his pizza. I'm like, it'd be like that. Yeah. So you guys, so if you guys ever watch, like, cause I'm into like horror movies and all that paranormal and shit. Well, first of all, what's the name of that doll? Fuck, it's gonna fucking kill me now. Someone help me out. There's like a doll. Fuck, it's gonna kill me. Let me just look it up. There's this doll that's coming out with another. No, no, it's not Chucky. It's the other one. Where those two, the paranormal, from Insidious. I don't know why I want to say Rhonda. It's probably not. What's the name of this? But anyway, another sequel's coming out. Let's see. No, hold on. I'm about to tell you. Annabelle. Annabelle. Yeah, another sequel's coming out. The trailer's gonna be coming out. So my younger brother, he works for Fox. So he like reviews everything. You haven't heard of it? JGF, you need to get on it. Like ASAP. Like ASAP. I don't know if you're into like horror movies and stuff like that, but it's real. So it's based off of two individuals. So the Insidious, what's it, Insidious? I think it was. So it's two individuals that come to that spiritually come alignment with one another. And the wife that you will see, she was actually oh, see, I'm like a horror movie junkie. It's sad. It's really sad. It's so sad. But anyway, so their story is really nice. It's just crazy and like how sometimes the universe just brings you through certain directions in life to come in alignment with one another because you know there was this young girl who she was becoming a nun. She was literally in the convent and all that, but she had psychic abilities. And, she used it for the greater good. But, being in a real Catholic, strict religion, like, she really couldn't push it forward too much. But they would use it for like to confirm like certain exorcisms and all that. So the last one that had just came out was in regards to a priest, and this priest or this nun, I think it was a nun, was out of a dark entity in this dark church. And this church was built on a ground where there was wars, there was poverty, there was drought, there was just a lot of negative energy within that soil where this church was. Nuns were being taken down left and right. And so within the church circumference, there's like, a small town where this gentleman is, which is now the husband. And, he guides her there. And she goes with the priest, a divine priest that was just picked because he was, not only was he a priest, he was also into like investigation. He would investigate to see whether or not if these paranormal or demonic things that had occurred within the religion, if it was true, so he could go and perform an exorcism. Long story short, they come into alignment and they go into his church, and so they come into alignment, and pretty much, long story short, the female and the male, they end up getting married. And not only do they use her gifts and his gifts, because he protects her by all means necessary, and he does get exposed to, as they go about saving lives, because not they don't only go to like certain cases, they go to like anyone who needs real true help. And as soon as they came to the United States, and they have a true they have a house where, with all, like, like goods or items that demonic entities had, like, consumed themselves in, or have used as a form to identify themselves to, those who are not spiritually well, how can I say, protected or strong belief. So, Annabelle was one of the dolls, which is a true story, which they actually, till this day, they still have it. She still has it because the husband had passed away not that long ago. She has it within their house, or it's now a museum of some sort. It's not that far from New York. I think it's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a couple states away. It's on my to-do list. So it's me and my coworker. We're just sickos like that. But anyway, so they actually had the Annabelle doll, and the Annabelle doll, it would go from house to house, and it would present itself as a doll. And what these two people would do, if a situation like that was ever presented to the church would contact them, and they would go out over there, and she would see immediately, she would see if there was any negative attachments. They would present themselves to her, like in a shadow like phase, or she can physically see them, depending on how strong and how low vibes, it was. And she could even pick up on the smell. And so they would go and, with the church, perform exorcisms and actually save people's homes, people's lives, because people's lives were on the verge of being taken, souls were on the verge of being consumed, and it's pretty dope. You guys should definitely look into it, because they use their gifts for the highest of good as well. It's pretty dope. And I forgot what other thing they did too as well. But the Annabelle doll was one that actually set it off. Set it off. It was one that started it all, and they just kept going. Not from one house, they kept going to houses, people from different states, different countries. And, sometimes they were faced with, like, seeing, you know, things that, not your average person would want to see. And that's why I say it's like sometimes, when you're able to see certain things, right now, when you see people that don't wish good upon you, it's like, you should be somewhat thankful in a way, and viewing it in that certain dimension, because once you're able to see spirits, things follow right after you're able to pick up on certain spirits, and you're actually making visual interactions with them, because then you start picking up on other things. And sometimes it's just something that you just wish you kind of just could rewind time back to seeing certain, seeing people for, like, the frauds that they present themselves as to being. Because once you're able to see certain things, yeah, trust me. But don't get me wrong, it's a good, and it's a blessing and it's a curse. Because I don't know if I ever told you guys, like, like, I had never seen my first my first love, my first in everything. He had passed away, and he had overdosed. And he overdosed himself because he was he just didn't want his family to go down. He was involved in, like, a huge drug trade here. And for a while he never let me know of his certain lifestyle. If anything, he, like, protected my innocence. And then when I was with my son's father, he had passed away. And for a while I kept just, like, pushing my gifts. I was kind of, like, scared, not ready. And I just kept pushing it off because I just didn't want to come to terms with it. I saw it more as a curse more than anything. So for a while I kind of, like, shielded myself and seeing certain things until, like, I was literally physically getting dragged out of bed. Yeah. And so when he had passed, my son's father, he had given me I think it was his Galaxy phone. And I kid you not, he's with me. So I kid you not, I would see on my phone, I would have it charging. And at that time, he had Instagram. And I was only aware of, it was 3 profiles, he had 4. So literally, for like 2 or 3 months straight, every single day I would put my phone to charge, or whenever I was just by myself, I would just put my phone down. It would go from one page, go for a picture, come out of that picture, go by another picture, and he had like 20 or 40 pictures in one profile. Then it would go from that to another one, go through all those pictures, go from that one to another one, go from that, all the pictures, go into another one, going from that, going to another one. And this was repetitive. And my son's father wouldn't let me go to his wake or to his funeral because he just felt like, it was disrespectful to him. And, I was just very, I wasn't ready, and I was just, like, in a dark place at that time, because I was being so controlled and so consumed and isolated by an individual. So then finally, when I broke free, and, my dad came to my rescue and my kids and whatnot. So when I came to, my parents' home, I left everything behind. I did not look back. So when I came back to my parents' house, I had just, like, reconnected with one of my girlfriends. And, like, out of randomly, like, I asked her, I was like, did you know this person? Because, she's of the same neighborhood where I am. And we grew up together. She was like, yeah. And so she starts giving me more information about him. And, like, I would see certain things and I just kept ignoring it because I didn't want to see it. Because I was just like, I can't see this. I can't see this because, I have children, especially when you try to fight certain things, you're just like, you don't want to, you don't know how deep it will go to the extent of who else is going to be affected, who else is going to see it. But, you can't prevent that because, these are certain gifts that will be given to you because, you know, they're meant to be for you. What's yours is yours. No one else can take it. No one can ever try to dim it. It is what it is. So then, long story short, it was like, I think it was like around September, October. was around September, October. I think it was like a Cancer full moon that was in 2017. I personally just work in the healthcare field. I don't go to funerals, don't go to wakes. I don't do none of that. Just the simple fact that, I'm with my patients. I'm the last face that they see. I'm looking at them as they're taking their last breath. I'm with them, going through that transition, trying to comfort them in any way that I can. So for me, physically, mentally, I can't go to a funeral. I can't go to a cemetery. I can't do none of that because I can envision their bodies. It's psychologically, it fucks you up. So I'm just like, I don't do none of that. So then finally I'm like, yo, I kept, messages kept coming in, started seeing things. I'm like, I need to go find out where he's at. I need to go see him. I kid you not. I went on a full moon, and that's what I'm telling you. Moons are. That's when I started waking up, because like the universe is so powerful, because you start paying attention to certain things. I had never went to a cemetery, ever, and I was born and raised here in New York, ever. Thank you for us. And it was nighttime. I remember it was like nighttime. It was like the transition from summer to fall. And it was a full moon. I'm like, let me just go to the cemetery. And I was drawn immediately to one cemetery. And I just found out the name of it because I started like, tagging. Yeah, it's rough. And then I started like, seeing, I put his name as a tag. So I was somewhat, trust me, that's what I thought. And I put his tag of his name, and I just saw a name of the cemetery. And I'm like, all right, Googled it, found out where it was, middle of the night. So the only thing I had in my car, because I kept driving around, I had never visited his tombstone, don't know where exactly he is buried. And I'm telling you, there's hundreds and not thousands of bodies buried there. And I'm picking up on energy, and I'm like, you can feel the hurt, you can feel the pain, and you can feel that certain people are not at peace. And it's just like, you're trying to block that all out, especially on a full moon. It just raises it up to a higher level. I'm driving, and I'm like, something just told me, just, park your car right here. So I parked my car, and I had my flashlight on my phone, pitch dark. So I'm like, something's telling me, and then I spoke to him. I was like, yo, Nelfi, wherever you are, guide me towards your direction, wherever you are buried, wherever you're buried, guide me towards your direction, and protect me, and protect my energy, and protect my aura. Don't let anything come with me. Don't let anything attach itself to me, and don't let anything influence me. And I'm holding my mother's cross that she had left in my car, just as a protection. So I'm like holding it. I go to the first tombstone, it wasn't his. Go to the second one, it wasn't his. Go to the third one, it wasn't his. And I'm like talking to myself, I'm like, damn, I look like one crazy going here in the middle of the night in a cemetery right now. How crazy do I look? And I'm about to turn back. So then immediately I turn my head to the left, and I see a tree there. And then I see like two solar lights, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, mind you, I had never set foot in that cemetery. I go because my mind is telling me, and I'm hearing, go here, go here, go here. I go, and it was his tombstone. Immediately, his tombstone. And then as soon as I saw his tombstone, in the middle of the dark and at night, I feel a gust of wind just come right towards me. And it was, it's a little chilly at this time, but it was warm. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, it was just like, till that moment then, I started seeing a lot more things. And it was just like, and then I started experiencing a lot more things. Then I started seeing a lot more things. Then I started paying attention to a lot more things. It was just like, For a second, like you said, Frost, I thought I was going crazy. You know, it was just like, I was isolating myself. I was just like, what the hell? Like, did you not just see this? Did you not just see this person just walk right there? And it was, and then the worst part was, like, a lot of times, when you see a lot of negative energy left, the residual, what's left of traumas left in certain areas, in certain places, because I'm telling you, when there's like a lot of tragic moments that happen like in one specific area and people have passed away in that area, I'm telling you, that energy stays there. And a lot of times spirits, they can't rest, and so they're constantly reliving the hurt, the scenarios over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I'm telling you, 2017 was that year, and that cancer. I think it was a Cancer moon, and then you start seeing things, and you're just like, you start seeing people, spirits, not left at rest, and it's just, you're seeing them reliving their pain. But a lot of times when they're doing that, if they have loved ones within that surroundings that tend to stay there, because they're thinking that it's just for memories, because they remember that their loved one has worked so hard for this house, this land, um this is what's left of their legacy. They'll stay there. But then sometimes they'll experience certain situations where, out of nowhere, out of the ordinary, they're just upset. They start picking up on drinking. They start doing smoking. They start hanging out with the wrong crowd. Now the crowd's all there. Now they're not up to any good. It's just, so whatever's left there, the residual in that environment, it's what's influencing other people. And when there's a lot of negativity, you're opening up another portal where other spirits from the ground up start making their way in. And that's when you start seeing things that you wish you just never would really want to see. Like, you can feel it, you can smell it sometimes too as well. Sometimes you just wish you physically don't have to see it. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's telling you, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse, because sometimes, like, when you have loved ones that are going through tough times, you're just like, you tell them, like, you know your son is with you. How'd you know about my son? Oh, your wife is with you. How you know about my wife? And I'll play it off like, oh, don't you remember, like, you said something, and, like, right out of anesthesia, blah blah blah. Oh, did I? Okay, and but a lot of the times I try not to really, I try to block out a lot of things around the full moon, because that's when energy's at its highest point, and you just don't know what you're really gonna see, especially with what time it is. JF. JGF, that's I'm sorry, but that's like so random. But I love it though. No, no, it doesn't sound mean. No, no, I don't want you to think it's mean. It's just, I'm just looking. I'm like, it's like so random. Something I would do. I'm telling you, like, sometimes I swear I'm like more air than fire sometimes. No, 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 it's all, no, I think it's quite funny because that's something I would do. No, supposed to buy it, but I never. Aw. I think my phone's gonna die, you guys. Listen, Frost, when you get your Enzo Ferrari, just know we going out for wings. All of us, JF, JGF, and so. No Lamborghini. What? Listen, we go in there. My fat ass will fit in there. Me and Soul, we make it fit. It will fit. In JGF, yep. We all pulling up in there. And I would say, like, put me in the trunk, but I don't think it has a trunk. Living that good love, good life, hashtag selfie. Spoiler alert, don't, whoever, drinks wine, just don't drink Frost's wine. It's nothing, it's a little grapevine, but exactly. But Soul, keep doing what you're doing. I'm so proud of you, though. So, like, definitely, definitely. I was listening to you and definitely hit hard. Yes, we will. And we'll make sure it's not on 420, Frost. Yes, wings and wine. I think I'll stick to an LIT. Yeah, but if you guys ever watch or wonder what I'm watching, I watch like the Travelers. I think it's the Travelers channel. They have ghost hunters, and what was the other one? It's like this female with some dude. He's like a detective, but she's definitely really talented. She's done a lot of work and like protecting herself too. Too. Yeah. Is Taps fake? What's Taps? Taps. I don't know what Taps is. I want a paranormal show. I don't know. I watch it on the Travelers channel. I think it's channel 96 on Optimum. They're pretty ghost hunters. Yeah, they're like ghost hunters, but I don't know if it's like the same people. I don't know if it's like the same people, but they go to like different parts of the country or states. And they actually collect memorabilia too that they have like in, I think it's Zach, his name is the main purpose. And yeah, but his story too is like quite very inspirational because he actually almost got possessed, or he has gotten possessed, and he was able to somewhat overcome those. And it's very empathic too. But definitely check it out if you guys are into horror stuff. See, October is like my month. I don't know. It's just like, you know, like I can relate. I'm like looking at other people going through the same situation soon. It's just like, all right, I guess I'm not the only one. And another person too that you guys should check out too. She's very like her psychic abilities are like on fleek. It's HNG Spirit Messages. I follow her. Subscribe. Yeah, no, you gotta make sure you do your research on a Reiki healer because you just don't know. And that's good that I'm telling you, I love her. That's my mama. I always ask her for advice, so it's fair if you ever have any questions. She's, oh, I love her. I love her. I'm telling you, she dropped some loads on me that, you know, I for myself, I didn't want to see. I kept pushing it to the side. How do I go about it? If you go on her email is Alonza's Girl, so it's ALONZASGRL at AOL.com. But if you Google that or put that in the search, you should be able to come to her page. It's H and then the symbol and, you know, that squiggly looking thing, pretzel looking thing. There you go. Yeah, I'm telling you, she's like so well protected and you know, I'm always asking her questions. If you ever have any questions, you know, yeah. Sometimes I question my questions, so if you hear me talking back to myself, it's just me and my Gemini, you know. Don't know which side I'm talking to, which twin. But she's dope. Like, I had never said this to anyone, and like, my youngest child, you know, he looks a lot like his father, but I'm telling you, she will definitely be the one to, if there's any messages that you need in depth, exactly. She's definitely one that she can pick up on because her grandmother gives her her psychic messages, her psychic downloads, and it's dead spot on. I'm telling you, like, and she's able to protect herself. Like, you know, she sets strong boundaries. No, for us, definitely. And you know who's another one too, who's like good with like just receiving messages, but is mystical moments. Mystical moments. She's bomb. She's she's like on it. Definitely on it. Yeah, mystical moments. I love her. Her name is Courtney, but you know, she picked up on she did a reading in 2018 which was in January. Yeah, on YouTube. I'm telling you, like, had I listened to her reading, you know, because I was following her for quite some time. Had I listened to her reading in January, yo, I'm telling you right now, I probably would have dodged my son's father with his girlfriend. Like, I would have dodged them and, you know, but things happen because they have to happen. And that's why, like, you know, she picked up on domestic abuse and stuff like that. So I was just like, when I started hearing her just saying everything that happened, I was just like literally in tears. I was just like scenario after scenario after scenario. It was she be picking up on things like even in other realms, and it's just like it's crazy. It's crazy. And who's the other one? Saltwater, saltwater healers. She's Hawaiian too, and I like her readings because she goes outside the box. I think she's an Aquarius, but yeah, I think something like that. She'd be having me dying though. I'll be like listening to her. And Sunshine Tarot too. She's dope too. And who's another one? There's another guy too that I used to watch, and I haven't seen him in a while. He hasn't been on for a while. I gotta go back into it. But I got the name. If you're having a hard time in trusting people, listen to your intuition and listen to the people. Ask yourself, why are you not trusting certain people? Yes, psychic love heals. Yo, so you're on it, like telling you. He's awesome too. There's another one. I'm telling you, because I forgot his name. I'm like, damn, what's his name? But to beat myself up for it. But definitely check Helen. She's awesome. Yeah, she told me about my son, my youngest son. Like my youngest son, like they're both from the same father. But my youngest, um, when I separated from my son's father, when I came back to my parents' house, his facial structure, everything just started changing. And believe it or not, he was like my skin complexion, and then he got lighter. And I just thought, maybe because of, his father and whatnot. As time started going on, I kid you not, my youngest started looking like my first love. And I was just like, maybe it's just me. And I had never really told anyone. And, Dimple's running my family's side of the family, whatnot. My nephew has it, my sister has it, my dad has it, and whatnot. And so the fuck. Um, but yeah, so when sorry you guys, no, my phone had died and I don't know. I just kind of got freaked out because I was trying not to pick up on like anyone, and I don't know. It was just like I started seeing like an elderly gentleman who was like all blue, who looked like he had suffocated, and it was weird. So it's a good thing that my phone had turned off because I was like, it's not it's not ready. But yeah. But anyway, so going back to like my story. So, oh, thank you. Yeah. I don't know, it's weird. Like sometimes, cause like sometimes, like it's like it's like I'm still learning how to control certain things, and like what I'm able to see and what I let come through and what I don't. So sometimes it's hard for me, especially like when I start doing like start receiving messages and stuff. It's hard because I don't know what's going to follow up after that, if that makes any sense. So a lot of times, sometimes I need to learn how to like somewhat detach or learn how to like protect my space, because sometimes I'll be left with like the pain, hurt of their passing. It's like this guy that I was just seeing just coming through the screen, like his face was just like all up here as I was talking to you guys, and it's like perfect timing that my phone had died. And it was just, I don't know if he had like complications with breathing medication, but it's clear as day suffocate. This person died of suffocation, not being able to breathe, and someone's like, he was saying that someone's not at peace with his passing. And it's just fucking weird. Sorry, I don't mean to curse like that much. I'm vulgar. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. But I love you guys. But Soul, definitely keep doing what you're doing because I'm all for it. Definitely can't wait to see you live again. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe. Yes. And we'll do more hangouts so that, you know, we can all know each other better. Oh, you too, JGF. I love you, Frost. I love you guys. Love you, Soul. And yes, I'm so proud of you. Honestly, I'm so proud. So I love you guys. And Frost, definitely check out Helen. That's my mama bear. And she's helping me. She's guiding me towards the right direction and learning how to protect myself. So if there are any deep messages that you want, I'm telling you right now, definitely check her out. You will not, she's going to be dropping balls on you. I'm sorry. I know. I know. I kind of have to face my own fears sometimes, though. Remember, light is always stronger than dark, so it's our fears that give that illumination of what we really do fear the most. And it tries to put us back into that victim state of mind, So you just got to see things for what they really are in order to grow and overcome certain things. And that's one thing she has taught me, and definitely, but definitely let me know, Frost. Definitely let me know once you do get in contact with her, because she's amazing, amazing. All right, you guys, I love you guys. Have a good night, and I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. If not, I'll be watching you, Soul. So I love you guys, and yeah.